coming back. Yeah, I know I'm going to change it up here a little bit right now. I know my next couple videos are going to be a doozy, so anybody who is just interested in gun reviews and stuff, I mean, you can go ahead and probably skip those, but I'm probably going to start back with the gun reviews pretty quick. I'm going to show how to dismantle this right here, and I'm going to the grip on the Smith & Wesson 500. It's pretty easy, and there's an interesting setup on the frame on the inside, and I'll show that. And I'll also show the box with it and everything that came with it. Again, this is the White Tiger Night channel, and this is just going to be basically how Wall Street creates money. Okay, so I'm going to switch up here. I'm just going to try to explain real quick. So for people that don't know, it's just going to be really basic. But how Wall Street creates money, okay, just for example, with a brokerage firm, okay, nowadays with repeal of Glass-Steagall, brokerage firms and banks are basically one and the same now. So the thing about banks is banks operate on fractional reserve and they create money in essence. So with a brokerage firm, the bank, they can basically create unlimited money practically. And this is how they do it. So say you got $25,000 and you want to trade in the stock market, you have a brokerage account. You can actually earn 4 times your purchasing power. So you can trade with $100,000. Most people don't know that, but you can get 4x purchasing power as long as you have over $25,000, and this is exponential. So if you have $100,000, you can trade with $400,000. If you have $1 million, you can trade with $4 million. So that becomes very, very exponential quick with these credits that are created in the market. And the way they do that, again, is with this big word right here called margin. So these are margins, and you get, with $25,000, you get margin, which is basically a loan. But for example, here, you would have $100,000, and you could trade 3 times leverage derivative. Let's just say people trade, say banks would trade this, get 300% gain on, let's just say, for example, 100% increase in the market, and you would turn $25,000 of real money, actual money that's created. You could say it's probably not real in the first place, but actual equity versus $275,000 in credit, basically, but which will become your equity, and essentially if you take it out, but in essence it's just a created credit. And the next page, this is you, $25,000. You get a bank loan at 10%, say 5 to 10% interest, and it's a $75,000. 4x, just for example, if you have 25, if you have 100,000, you can get 400,000. But 25 is the limit, that's when it starts, so that's why I placed that number there. But this is the best, I think, graphic of all here. The bank here, okay, it's from example the Fed or however else they're going to get the equity that will supply them. In many cases it can be the Federal Reserve. But the bank will have $1 million, let's just say, in equity. But because of fractional reserve banking, $1 will equal $10 in loans, fake credit money basically. So that's just a simplified version, but in essence, this is pretty much how it works. So the bank will have, let's just say in this hypothetical scenario, $1 million in equity, but they only have to keep one of every $10 that they loan out. So essentially, they can loan up to $10 million with $1 million in the bank as the reserve, the fractional reserve. Okay, so essentially, $9 million of fiat is created from $1 million of actual potential real equity, you could say, within the bank. And that's how all of these banks create this fiat money and exponentially increase the supply, especially if they're using it in the market. Then they can exponentially increase their hedge funds. It's a pretty funny way that banks basically create money for hedge funds through loaning to themselves on margin. And or loaning to other banks on margin, and it's kind of this whole system. So that's pretty much how it works. So in essence, $1 million in equity would equal about $10 million in fake fiat credit. And that's basically what this is trying to accomplish and explaining, and mainly about kind of the whole, I've heard things about, black screens or whatever, black screen trading platforms or whatever. If everyone has any information on that, that'd be great. But this is basically kind of a way, I think, that most people, you talk about kind of manipulation in markets and stuff, that, things can be pretty manipulated pretty quickly, by especially when people have lots of money, and then they can just basically exponentially increase that money and power and influence. Research and stop Codex Alimentarius That's Codex Alimentarius. Research it. Okay? It'll help your family out, help your community out. Codex Alimentarius, Codex Alimentarius, Codex Alimentarius, Codex Alimentarius, Codex Alimentarius. Research it. It's basically food wars and stuff, people, and I think people need to stop it. I think we need to stop the Defense Authorization Act. So this is my stupid little message at the end. Spin the fan wheel, see how deep the rabbit hole will go. The White Tiger Knight signing out.